The most recognizable painting in the world, Mona Lisa by Leonardo da Vinci, created around 1503 to 1506. Her half-smile and calm gaze remain a mystery. With soft light and sfumato technique, she is not just a portrait, but an eternal icon of art and beauty. Girl with a Pearl Earring by Johannes Vermeer, painted around 1665, is a Baroque masterpiece. Her mysterious gaze, glowing skin, and luminous earring create a moment of quiet beauty. Not just a portrait, but a fleeting pause in time. The Emperor Napoleon in his study at the Tuileries by Jacques-Louis David, 1812. Not the warrior, but the ruler at work. The clock reads late night. The pen replaces the sword. A portrait of exhaustion, power, and carefully crafted legend. Lady with an Ermine by Leonardo da Vinci, painted around 1489, is a Renaissance portrait of elegance and symbolism. Her calm gaze and poised posture, with the ermine in her arms, reflect both nobility and quiet strength, a timeless study of grace. The Laughing Cavalier by Franz Hals, 1624, a burst of charm and confidence. His eyes sparkle, his moustache curls just right, and his embroidered sleeve dazzles. He seems to say, "I know how I look." This isn't just a portrait, it's personality in paint. Vertumnus is a portrait of Emperor Rudolph II by Arcimboldo, painted around 1590. His face is entirely made of fruits, vegetables, and grains. Not a joke, but a bold symbol of power, nature, and abundance. Arcimboldo turns still life into imperial propaganda. Portrait of a Young Woman by Petrus Christus, circa 1470, is a vision of delicate beauty and restrained grace. Her gaze is distant, her form precise. This is Northern Renaissance, where emotion is hidden behind balance, virtue, and quiet dignity. American Gothic by Grant Wood, 1930. A stern farmer and woman stand before a Gothic house, icons of rural America in the Great Depression. Their faces are rigid, the mood quiet. Satire or sincerity? This image holds a mirror to a nation's identity. This 1820 portrait of Beethoven by Joseph Karl Stieler captures him composing Missa Solemnis. His intense gaze and firm posture reveal inner struggle and divine purpose. The music isn't heard yet, but it already lives within him. Painted in 1797 by Anne-Louis Giraudet de Roussy-Triosson, this portrait of Jean-Baptiste Bellay is more than art. A former slave and revolutionary deputy, Bellay leans on the bust of philosopher Raynal, a symbol of liberty. His steady gaze meets history itself. This portrait of Vsevolod Garshin, painted by Ilya Repin in 1884, reveals more than appearance. His eyes are tense and introspective. A masterpiece of realism, it captures inner pain, fragility, and the quiet struggle of a tormented mind. Vincent van Gogh's 1887 self-portrait reflects a troubled, sensitive soul. Sharp brushstrokes, a cool palette, and a tense, searching gaze. This is more than a portrait. It's a silent cry from an artist struggling to hold on amid inner turmoil. The Desperate Man is a self-portrait by Gustave Courbet, painted around 1845. A masterpiece of realism, it captures panic and vulnerability. Wild eyes, clenched hands, as if the artist was caught in a moment of emotional collapse. It's not a pose, it's a scream. Portrait of a Man with a Ring by Werner van den Valkert, circa 1620, is quiet and restrained. The ring may hint at power or identity. Light draws the face forward while the background recedes. This is Baroque without grandeur, subtle, human, timeless. Princess Albert de Broglie by Jean-Auguste Dominique Ingres, 1853. Velvet, pearls, and poise define her elegance. But behind the flawless beauty lies restraint, dignity, and a quiet strength, a portrait of both style and intellect. Self-Portrait at the Easel by Sophonisba. Anguissola, circa 1556, is a quiet act of defiance. She paints the Madonna, but centers herself, calm, precise, and dignified. This is not a woman being painted, but a woman painting. A subtle revolution in brushstrokes. The Arnolfini portrait by Jan van Eyck, painted in 1434, is more than a double portrait. It's a coded visual contract. Every object, from the mirror to the dog, symbolizes marriage, wealth, and virtue. A masterpiece where nothing is accidental. Portrait of Madame Récamier by Jacques-Louis David, 1800. A vision of neoclassical grace. Reclining on a simple couch, her calm gaze and elegant pose radiate poise. The minimalism amplifies her presence. Not a court lady, but a modern muse. Artemisia Gentileschi, Self-Portrait as the Allegory of Painting, 1638. In a time when women weren't seen as artists, she painted herself as painting itself. Focused, powerful, unflinching. A Baroque masterpiece and a personal act of defiance. Portrait of Lady Agnew of Lochnaw by John Singer. Sargent, 1892, captures grace and quiet strength. Her relaxed pose and subtle smile give her presence, confident, intelligent, and timeless. It's more than elegance, it's attitude. The Chandos portrait is the most iconic image of William Shakespeare, likely painted by John Taylor in the early 1600s. His thoughtful gaze suggests wit, fatigue, and genius. It's not a formal portrait, it's a human glimpse of the man who understood all of humanity. The Milkmaid by Johannes Vermeer, circa 1660, is a quiet ode to labor and light. The woman pours milk with sacred focus as sunlight spills across the room. More than a genre scene, it's a meditation on dignity, stillness, and the beauty of the ordinary. Self-Portrait in a Straw Hat by Elisabeth Vigée. Lebrun, painted around 1782, is a bold declaration of artistic identity. Her confident gaze, natural light, and radiant smile challenge the era's norms. She's not a muse, but a master with a brush. Rembrandt's self-portrait is more than a likeness. It's a life revealed. The wrinkles, the weary eyes, the weight of time. He doesn't hide age. He paints with it. Light and shadow are not effects here. They are confession, rendered in oil. Portrait of Elisabetta Gonzaga by Raphael, circa 1504, captures noble restraint and quiet power. Her ornate dress, composed posture, and enigmatic gaze reveal not just status, but self-possession. A Renaissance portrait where elegance meets inner strength. Portrait of Doge Leonardo Loredan by Giovanni Bellini, circa 1501, is a study in power and poise. The Doge's formal robes and calm stare evoke silent authority. Bellini paints not just a ruler, but a sculptural presence, a Renaissance bust brought to life. Portrait of Victorine Meurent by Edouard Manet, circa 1862, shows more than a muse. It reveals a woman of will. Her gaze is direct, unapologetic. There's no idealization, only honesty and presence. A portrait of individuality ahead of its time. Amédée David, Le Comte de Pastoret by Jean-Auguste Dominique Ingres, 1826, is a portrait of intellect and restraint. His steady gaze and poised posture reflect inner strength. Clean lines and polished detail speak not of wealth, but of cultivated dignity. Old Man with a Gold Chain by Rembrandt, circa 1631, is a portrait of dignity and quiet strength. The chain gleams, but the soul is in the face. His eyes are focused, thoughtful. This is not just a likeness. It's a meditation on time, wisdom, and presence. If you like the video about portraits, then like it and leave a comment. Also, don't forget to subscribe so as not to miss the fascinating stories of the past. See you soon, friends.